Can you believe this story? I mean, this is ridiculous. And it's not like this is in deep blue San Francisco or the Bronx or Chicago. This is down in Edmond, Oklahoma. Story's gotten national attention here over the last day or so. An Edmond, Oklahoma senior in high school said that he was told by Edmond North High that he could not fly the American flag on his vehicle to school anymore. Yeah, the Edmond Public School District says it prohibits all types of flags on vehicles, saying it's a long-standing practice to prevent possible disruptions. The policy is also implemented, they say, in an effort to provide a safe school environment, as flying flags on vehicles creates safety issues in the parking lot and can cause damage to other vehicles. Oh, my goodness, please. I might have been born at night, but it wasn't last night. What a ridiculous statement from the school. They went on to say that they want to make sure that in maintaining a safe environment, they don't have controversial flags that potentially end up on school property. Yes, because the American flag is the exact same as the LGBTQIA plus exclamation point division sign flag. Same exact thing, right? Yep, no difference between the American flag and that flag. No difference between the American flag and like a BLM flag. No difference between an American flag and a Confederate flag. They're all the same. No, they're not. One is like the flag of the country that we all reside in and that we're all citizens of, and that whether we agree or disagree with the direction of the nation at that point in time, we theoretically all agree on and are all proud of. Comparing the American flag to any other controversial flag is the dumbest school policy I've ever heard. Now, what happened in the wake of this? Well, this week, parents and students gathered in the parking lot at Edmond North High School with American flags mounted on their vehicles. Well over 100 vehicles showed up this week to push back on this ridiculous policy after the student, Caleb Horst, was told he had to take the American flag off his vehicle. Now, Edmond, Oklahoma, as somebody who used to live down in Oklahoma, is kind of like your Overland Park, I would say, of the Oklahoma City Metro. You know, nice upper middle class suburban area. It's beautiful. It's a very nice part of that suburb, is what I would say.
My sister went to college there. I've been there a couple times.
To Edmond?
Yeah.
Or to Oklahoma City? Edmond?
Edmond, yeah.
It's great. I mean, wouldn't you compare it to Overland Park?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would.
It's very much like Overland Park. But I would say it's probably a more conservative Overland Park because everything in Oklahoma is a little more conservative than it is up here. That's just kind of how it goes. It's one of, obviously, the reddest states in the nation. So doing the whole, like, we're in Edmond, Oklahoma, and we're not going to let you fly an American flag on property, that ain't going to go over well. And if you're a veteran, if you've served this country, if you're somebody who has fought for this country, who has sacrificed on behalf of the United States, to hear that a high school is telling a kid that he can't fly the American flag on his vehicle in the parking lot, how much does that hit home to you? How does that resonate with you? When you literally said to your country, if needed, I will sacrifice it all. I will give it all up on behalf of the red, white, and blue. I will sacrifice literally everything on behalf of the country. And now we're in a place where even in suburban Oklahoma City, you've got schools saying, nah, can't have that. Can't have. It's going to hurt some people the wrong way. It's going to make people feel uncomfortable. If we are worried about the American flag making people feel uncomfortable, then you know what? We're done. We are done. If you are a school district and you are literally worried about the feelings of somebody who is offended by the American flag, you need to stop worrying about that. That's what you need, like, immediately. If you have an ounce of time to even think about it, then you're not busy enough. That's the other thing I would add. On the text line, 913-408-7957, Pete, hundreds of parents with American flags on their cars sounds to me like an insurrection. I see what you did there. Very nice job. Yes, I'm surprised CNN isn't covering the insurrection at Edmond North High School down in Oklahoma. Now, Edmond North did make it clear they do fly the American flag outside of the school, and they do say the Pledge of Allegiance every day before school begins. So good on them. I mean, I know that's becoming a little crazy and a little too patriotic in some parts of the country, but that's a great deal. But punishing patriotism has got to stop. It's got to stop. Because if we don't have it, then we have nothing that connects all of us. Already, we're a country of 330 million people, and the larger any country gets, just based on pure population numbers, especially one as geographically large as ours, the more likely it is that you really become different countries within the same country. And we've always had that in America. I mean, Midwest is different from the East Coast, West Coast, Southeast, Southwest, the whole deal. But if we can't agree that our patriotism and that the American flag can unite us, then we literally have very little chance of ever having common ground and coming together.
Well, it's kind of what happened to Yugoslavia, Czechoslovakia, right?
That's true. And we don't want that here. I don't want that here. I know some of you would prefer it, and that's been a topic sometimes on the show of, you know what, forget it. Let's just divvy this place up. We'll all be our own little country. We can be Canmo or Missouri-S or something like that. And, we'll join with Iowa and Nebraska and Oklahoma and Arkansas, and we'll just be a bunch of different little countries within what was formerly the United States of America. No. Nope. This country's worth fighting for, literally and figuratively. And we need to make sure that if it's little things like this in Edmond, Oklahoma, or bigger things, where people literally are saying, we don't believe in the Constitution, it's a piece of paper, as one of Kamala Harris's advisors said this week in MSNBC. It's a piece of paper. Then forget about the battle. You're losing the larger war. So good on Edmond, Oklahoma. Good on the parents down there. On the text line, Pete, the Shawnee Mission Theater stopped singing the national anthem during the pre-show this year because a few people complained. They have been singing the national anthem before each show for well over 50 years. Well, I had heard some of that in the last couple of months, I would say. That did come up in the last couple of months. Some of you did mention that to me, and that's a darn shame as well. But this is even worse. I mean, you're talking about somebody who literally showed up to school with an American flag on his own vehicle. And the answer from the school is, well, what are we going to allow next? The pride flag? It's like, if you can't understand the difference between drawing a line in the sand after the American flag versus before the American flag, then you know what? I'm not quite sure I can help you out here.